big slogan of ours is, what does it look like to make history for our club?
The belief is there to go and try and get these points and hopefully make a playoff run.
And just like that, 2026 of the NWSL season it is this week. We know that Houston Dash fans, it's time to be excited for this upcoming season. So welcome everyone for another edition for the Orange and Blueprints podcast with the Bayou City Soccer. I'm your host, Manny Olivares. I know Diego, I can see him getting ready in the background. I think he's getting his boxing gloves ready.
I got my hat ready, my She Believes hat, my Avery Patterson She Believes hat ready. Happy to be here for the first 30 minutes of the show, at least. But, can't complain to get any minutes on the Orange and Blueprints podcast. But it's not just us two.
I know, because
got some special guests here.
Because Diego has to get paid. Diego has to get paid, apparently, at this time of day.
Yeah, apparently.
But no, as we mentioned last week, we're gonna have a huge preview for everyone's store, not just only us, but we have invited as well the Dash Dispatch team as well. So we got my boy OSG. Say how you doing, OSG?
What's up, boys? Hey, appreciate the invite. We're looking forward to this big preview tonight, man. Houston Dash, we're gonna rock it this season, hopefully.
Yeah, hopefully. I know it's the jersey itself's already rocking, so that should be already 3 points automatically on the board.
Both jerseys are rocking, which is insane from any Houston sports team. So, I mean, I'm glad to already start with that.
Yeah, so that's already 3 points right there on the board, I think, for me. But we also got not only just OSG, but we also got his co-host, Danny. And Danny is mute.
Oh.
Yeah, Danny's just giving a whole epilogue mute. Give me a moment.
Sometimes we do this, no one asked.
I know. I know. We'll try to see how Danny can unmute herself real quick. I know she's going through with it, but I know she's been here with us as well. We'd like to thank her for her coming as well.
Shout out to her. It looks like she's in a freaking car. I think she's just coming from a member event as well.
Yeah, she's always there helping us out.
Yeah, sorry if my signal's in and out because but yeah, I was here for the Dash season ticket holder event, and so I got to hang out with them and take pictures and just chat with them, and that was really cool.
Yeah, so we're glad that you come here. We're alive for us being here, but also being at the event as well. We know everyone's stoked for that. I know everyone was real stoked. Good, somewhat preseason. Just only to get the reps in for the team. But now we're actually here, the thick of it. So to actually get the NWSL season started, I think before we go into just what our predictions going for Portland, I just want to get quick thoughts of OSG and Danny, whoever wants to go first, of your thoughts of the team going into this season.
Danny, take charge.
Yeah, I think Danny went mute. I think I'll go Eric.
All right, OSG, you got it.
Yeah. So my thoughts going into the season, man. I don't know, man. I don't know if we improved during the offseason or how much we've improved during the offseason. We took the rookie direction to improve our team. We did, we brought in Mackenzie Robbie and another keeper who we probably won't see play a game to improve the roster. But, you're used to bringing in talent that is experienced and has played the game. We're counting on the rookies right now. So a lot of question marks going into this season, and hopefully we can improve. And for Reese, we have to trust right now. And I do.
Yeah. I know I think like you mentioned head on the on the nail right there. It's a different route the Dash has usually gone through. The Dash usually will go through more experience and veteran around, but they're going uh, all rookies and young players. So hopefully we'll see how that plans out throughout the season and see how it goes for them.
A
So
lot of potential.
I I know you have talked about it and your show. I know we have talked about it in our show, just the way the direction, the change, and everything. But I think it's very interesting how. But I think the real question: will it pan out? I think we're looking more of a long future plan, but we'll see how it plans out. But to see how it plans out, we have to go with this week's results. You know, this results this weekend shows what is important now. So
Hmm.
Right.
so right now, uh, Houston Dash faces San Diego Wave this weekend away on Saturday at 7:45. Both teams with major reconstructions. Both teams are in different. I think rebuild. San Diego had did a lot of signings and new additions on their team. Uh, just real quick on that before we actually go to our year-long preview. I'll go with Diego real quick. Diego, what was
Yeah.
your thoughts into this game's predictions or how the game will fare?
Honestly, I might be in the unpopular when I say this, but we shouldn't be scared when we go into this game. I think the biggest issue within both games last season when it came to Dash playing against San Diego was really, having a hard time defending the overload, especially in the wing play. You saw over and over and over again Cascarino get the ball and Avery not really be able to mark both sides of the wing because unless she got this at the She Believes Cup, she doesn't have the ability to teleport. So I mean, now that's been arguably fixed with a player like Lisa Boateng, and so if she is any bit of what's been advertised from her playing days at Juventus, I think we're going to be in extremely good shape against a team like that. The midfield is going to be really key. You saw Colaprico, you saw Maggie Graham, you saw Sheehan be really key in both games, and I think that's going to continue. And so I think we took this San Diego team that was scary through the wing and kind of neutralized that, and so leaves us with honestly nothing to really fear when it comes to this team. But yeah, those are kind of some of my thoughts.
And you, OG, what do you think of this?
Look, we we played well in the second half of the season. We played well on the road. As Diego mentioned, San Diego is building as well. Um, so we're confident. I think we can go into the road. I think we can get a result. Is it a win? I don't know. I'm probably a draw is what I'm looking at, but there's a lot to look at. The depth for the defense right now is a big question. Midfield, I'm going to trust the midfield and the way they play. Maggie's back. You're going to have Colaprico and Sheehan there. What's your offense going to look like? Where are the goals going to come from? I'm sure we're going to get into this in a little bit here as we give our predictions and everything. But man, it's the offense is in question. Where's the goals going to come from? And then the defense is the depth. Is the defense going to be big enough to where Jane's not going to be called in to be the friggin' Iron Woman of the generation of goalkeepers every single game? We need a little more protection.
Yeah, I think the same way as well. I think San Diego they got bolster in their attack with Lumila in the side. I think that's a huge addition. I think everyone's underrate her additions to the team. I think because she has been a team that has been big for the Chicago Stars, and not
Mhm.
with this San Diego Waves. Now the question is, how much will they increase on the attack and prowess, and how much the dash would keep mature in this game. So it's really interesting how will both teams will fare. I think it's very hard to predict. I think it's very hard to see who is more favorite. I think because as a restart of a new season, teams change, chemistry change, even though just a few additions added. You just don't know who is ready off the bat. But and that will give us two real quick for our first predictions. How will the scoreline will be this weekend? Uh, I'll go with OSG. What do you think the scoreline will be?
All right, so I'm gonna stick with yesterday's prediction on our show yesterday, and I'm gonna stay 2-2 because we don't know nothing. Fabrice in the 6 preseason games that we did play, I only saw one in person. I didn't get to see any on TV or streamed or whatever. And he played a mixed lineup. So he's playing first and second team in every single game. And it's not your first team playing versus their first team starters or whatever. But we don't know what we're going to get. We don't know what the rookie's going to do. So I went with 2-2. I went with 2-2. This game's just going to be crazy. What a way to start the season. And I hope we can come out with a win, though. 2-2.
All right, what about you, Diego?
I think I'm going to incline to agree with the fact that we're going to see a lot of goals. I was originally thinking 3-1 in favor of the Dash. I'm going to say bump that down to 2-1 in favor of the Dash as well. I think historically, if you look at the games that the Dash have played against San Diego, they have all been high scoring. Their 3-0 win in San Diego was a 3-0 victory, and then the one at home, which ended up being a loss, still equaled 5 goals with a kind of 2-goal rally, which had a lot of positives, but there's obviously the loss right there on the resume. Plenty of goals, plenty of action. I don't think it's going to be as entertaining as the ones we've seen in the past, but I do think the Dash are a strong enough team to really hold off the San Diego defense and offense as well. So I'm calling it 2-1. I think it's going to be an early score from San Diego, but I think we're going to have the grit and the tenacity, something that Fabrice has said that we've lacked throughout preseason, to come back in this game. And so I think it's going to be 2 goals in the second half. We're going to win 2-1.
I feel the same as well. I feel like it's gonna be a 2-1 win for the Dash. I think just because the way I think just is very promising. Just how the rookies are doing. I think one comes out the obvious. Linda Olmark has been Kate Raider as well. I also just Yasmin Ryan. Hopefully, kick off where she left off. And of course, you think the veteran like Clarissa Larissa was gonna help, but I feel like we'll see more Mackenzie Robbie more in the lineup, and I think she'll be there needed if we need a goal. And I think she has been during this preseason, and I think she will continue to do that in this coming season as well. So I think that as well. I think the back line is really strong. I think on paper, but we'll see how it actually plays on the field. So I think that will be it because Diego says high scoring game is always going to be a high scoring game the first week of the NWSL. So it's always like that. No why, no clue, but it's always like that, especially if you're watching Orlando and KC games. So I feel like that's just going to be it for Diego's like, oh, but we'll see. I know Danny right now is having technical issues. I know, so she is going to let us know when she can we can hear her or speak, but at the moment,
Good thing is she'll probably switch with me on the predictions. When I hop off, she'll hop on, which is awesome.
Yeah, I know. Maybe it's Diego. Maybe it's Diego is blocking her.
Good halftime substitution here for the podcast.
I know. But as we go, let's do a quick just for to get just this week's prediction out of the way because I know we have a lot more for the this year's prediction. So let me put that up right now. So we have the 2026 Dash and NWSL predictions for the year. So it's a little bit more thorough, a little bit more intuitive of not just only this weekend's prediction. I think the majority will like a win, but only as well as the year's rewards. But so just a full disclaimer: if we're making these predictions as is right now, I know the NWSL roster regulations ends due is tomorrow, so a lot of players could be cut, a lot of players could be moved on just to fit in the roster compliances. So we'll see how this goes. But this is for just right now on March 10th, 2026. So here we go for the first one. Where will the Dash finish in the NWSL overall standings? I'd like to take OSG. I think he's ready for this one already.
Oh man, it sucks because I've already kind of preluded to it previously earlier in the show here. we finished in 10th last season. What have we done to improve this team besides adding all these rookies? We haven't added any experience to the team. So we're relying on what we had last year. We let some players go that might have been, Lozia and Gary's, whatever they might have been. So we let some players go, and we brought in a bunch of rookies with a lot of high potential. So did we improve a lot going off last season, the way the team was playing? I'm hopeful we're improving. Where will the goals come? If that question's answered, high, I'm saying eighth. I'm saying eighth. We could possibly finish seventh. The potential of the rookies, those, Linda Olmark, Kate Fossey, Mackenzie Robbie, the 2-year veteran coming in. Can we get up to fourth and host a home game in the playoffs? I mean, that's a lot, but I'm saying eighth is my final decision.
I mean, I don't see that as a
Diego,
negative opinion.
we got eighth right here. What about you? Are you going higher or are you going lower?
I'm pretty happy with your take with you. That's a playoff spot right there. That's a playoff spot. That's an improvement from last season. I'm fundamentally in agreement that with Fabrice's philosophy that I think the rookies are going to really deliver a lot of results. What really was lacking last season wasn't necessarily talent. I think most people can agree with that. What was lacking was depth. When Patterson was out on international duty or on her one-off injury or whatever it happened, there was no real substance on that position. When a player like Yaz was having 2 or 3 games where she wasn't really as effective, there wasn't really anybody there. Now we have genuine options, and granted, a lot of them are rookies. That's a very understandable doubt that one can have when looking at this Dash team, but that should also get somebody excited because you're talking about rookies who played for the 2 best teams in the country. You're not talking about a team that played in the Atlantic 10 Conference or in the Mountain West. You're talking about ACC, UNC, and Duke. And so if you see a success story like a Maggie Graham last year, and granted, she wasn't even playing for half the season. So I understand a lot of the doubts, but this should get people excited. And that's why I think, yes, we're not going to be a top 5 team in the NWSL. There are so many teams that are just so talented, but we're going to compete in every single game. I don't care what our opponent's going to be. I think at the end of the day, we're going to get 7th, but I think our real power is going to come in the playoffs. And I think with later predictions that I'm going to make, there's going to be a lot of strength in that. So final 7th.
7th. That's good. We got 7. We got 8. I don't know if Danny can hear us. I know she's here.
I can hear. Can y'all hear me?
Yes, I hear you. I hear you.
Okay, yeah, no, I was predicting 7th or 8th place too, just because like last year with our 10th, it didn't feel like we were really playing our all. So I was predicting more of like 8th. I feel like we're gonna compete, but like our foot is still gonna be like barely in 8th place, to be honest with you. And so if we get higher, then I'd be surprised.
Yeah, I think so. I think so too. So we got 2 8s, 1 7, and I'll go with 8 as well. Actually, later on, later this week, we actually will release our prediction article as well. I voted for 8th. Reason why, I feel like the teams, we made a lot of roster improvements, a lot of turnover, and a lot of changes, but we added, like Diego said, proven college players that maybe are not proven in the pro leagues, but do have high ceilings on my aspect because they're getting called up for their respective national teams. So and in the youth level. So there's promise there. So hopefully now the question is, will those promises produce on the field? And I feel like it will do. It will do as well on the field as well. So 3 8s, 1 7 because Diego likes to be super optimistic for one position.
That's what I do. That's what I do, man. That's what I do.
We'll take it.
All right. We'll take it. Now, who will be the Dash's top scorer this season? Quick question. Who was the Dash top scorer last year? Can anyone answer that for me? I want to know who can answer that for me.
It was Yaz and Avery.
Yeah, wasn't it Ryan?
Then Avery with 3. It was Yaz with 4, Avery with 3.
Yeah, yeah. Yas with 4, Avery with 3. So now, who was going to be this year's top scorer? I'll go with Diego with this one first.
This is where my hot takes start clicking in. And a big question last year was the addition of Clarissa Laracy. I think she was brought in with a lot of expectations, and she came in against San Diego of all teams and really made an impact there with a goal and assist. And we really didn't see much of her throughout the rest of the season. I think she's going to prove a lot of people wrong when it comes to this season and her expectations. So, you know what? I'm going to give it to Clarissa Laracy. I think she's got what it takes. I think she's got what it takes. I think Yaz is going to play a more supportive role where we're going to see her, really assisting, providing that kind of danger, and she's going to get a lot of goals as well. But I think Clarissa as a number 9 is going to be, the biggest factor in this team's success. And so I think being optimistic, being positive that this season's going to go well, that ultimately means that our number 9 is going to do well, which means Clarissa Laracy is going to get a lot of goals. So I think it's going to be Clarissa.
I love that.
I look at that. Now, I want to see Danny's point of view. So we got one for Clarissa. Danny, what you got for the
So
top scorer?
I'm kind of going for Radar just because she already kind of did her diligence in preseason, and we could see what she did. And I'm not surprised just because of her goal record this season. But I do think that she'll take those chances and shoot her shot like she already has. So, but I do agree with Diego that I will be a really good assistant going forward. I think she wants to set up those plays.
Okay, we got one for Clarissa, one for Radar. OG, what do you got? What do you got? Surprise me, please.
There's not going to be a surprise. I want to agree with Diego 100%, but I'll talk about that later because Clarissa is huge on my radar too. But it's going to be Yaz. As long as who's our penalty kick taker, and because I foresee this future, we will be awarded some penalty kicks. Hadn't happened in years and years and years, but I think she's our penalty kick taker. She'll get a couple of extra goals that'll boost her over the top because goals are going to come from everywhere and all around. 100% they're going to come from all around. So nobody's going to take over the lead, but I think it is going to be Yaz. She will be a goal contributor this year, both goals and assists, but she'll be our leading goal scorer this year.
That's fair. That's fair.
So we got one for Radar, one for Yaz. Yeah, I was about to say, my prediction was actually going to be Yaz. Reason why, even though 4 goals was not a lot, but she happened to find her place in the team, and she became more dangerous inside the box. And so, even though she's not out goal scorer, I don't think. I think the teams. My whole prediction is that the teams, the goals was going to come throughout evenly throughout the teams, and I feel like Yas will be just the one up of every team because she'll be the one constant in the lineup. She'll be the one always in the 11. And so my thinking is that she will be the one with the most goals per se. Not saying she's going to score 20 goals or 10 or more than 15 goals. I think she's going to be the one player that's going to be constant in the lineup and will have the most chances to be in the top scorer like she was last season. I'm just going off by numbers, but I could be wrong. I prefer someone like a real striker to do more goals, but I think just the way she's been proven, the way Fabrice uses her in the system, I can't see her not being the top scorer for this season as well. So we'll see. We'll see. Hopefully we're all wrong, and it's like Linda Olmark, and we'll see from there. But now, who's going to be the Dash's top assist leader? This is going to be, I think, interesting on this one. We'll see. Danny, we'll go with you. Start with you. Who do you think will be the Dash's top assist leader?
Well, I did just kind of mention Yasmin Ryan just because, like we were talking about, she was a lead scorer last season. So I think now with our rookies and the young blood coming in, I think she's going to want to help set them up and take their shots. And so I think that she's really going to come through with setting those up for them. So I do vote Ryan.
Okay. All right. We'll go with OSG. What you got? Who's going to be?
It's hard not to say Yaz after I just pumped her up with the leading goal scorer and the top goal contributor. But I kind of want to go a shot on the whim here. Somebody who's been coming up, working her way up, getting more time with the Dash. Fabrice loves her. Man, Kiki is going to be our leading assist. Kiki. It is going to be Kiki. We love Kiki, and she will get the most assists. It's a question of, those crosses coming in, the way she attacks the goal and attacks the box and sets people up. So Kiki is my bold top assist leader for the season.
Okay. Got Kiki, we got Yaz. All right, Diego. I know
Yeah,
go good with the hot takes.
this is unfortunately my last prediction of the night. Manny has the rest, so y'all will have to deal with hearing all of them regardless, but not for me, unfortunately. But I think I have to go with a kind of safe choice here. There is no one on this team more talented than Avery Patterson. The ability for her to go up, be dangerous, provide that support, I think she's really going to be given a lot less pressure to succeed this season, considering the upgrade in talent. And with that, it's going to draw a lot of defenders to her because that's what defenders are going to expect when it comes to facing off a Dash team. And that leads to assists every single time. You see great teams with great players, and those great players end up being the best providers. And I think that role is going to be for Avery this season. So I'm calling it Avery.
Yeah. And I agree with Diego on this one. Avery has been outstanding in her position, not just only as a fullback, but also a player that transitions from fullback to attacking to that. And I feel like viewpoints are valid with Yasmin and everyone else. I think just feels like everyone can provide, like Kiki, like Gas, but I feel like who is more constant on that is Avery Patterson on that wing. I feel like she's a machine, an engine that can run up down the field, can do crosses, can do a pass inside the box as well, no matter what the team is needed for. And I feel like that is she's great to do. I think she has been a phenomenal player in the season, and I feel like she keeps growing and growing and growing. And I think why, and also, just a side note, I think why I know that is going to be more interesting is because if you saw Avery Patterson's performance in the She Believes Club, the Believes Cup, she was phenomenal. She was
She was
phenomenal.
phenomenal in that game.
And
Phenomenal.
the only slack I give her is that she didn't have the ball. She didn't have the ball much, and she was open
Yeah.
like 80% of the time. I think that was the only downside. And I think she had the ball. I think USA could have won that game by landslide. So that's just how I view the game. But
Manny,
I know Diego.
OSG, Danny, thank you guys. Unfortunately, this is my calling to go and actually try to get a paycheck for once in my life. But keep listening to my predictions. Please let me know when I'm ridiculous, and I look forward to hearing you guys because I'm going to be hopping on live and commenting and making y'all know when you guys are making dumb takes as well. So shout out, all the love. Have fun, guys. I will see y'all next time.
Good to see you, Diego. Talk to you soon.
Talk to you soon.
I know Diego gotta make some money, so I respect the hustle. He's doing the Dynamo promo. He's bringing the hustle in H-Town. But now, time for the Dash MVP of the season. I'll go with OSG. Who would you think will be the Dash's MVP? And please don't say Jane Campbell.
Nah, easy money, bro. I mean, your producer already popped it up on the screen. It is going to be Avery Patterson will be the team MVP, and she will produce left and right across the board, provide everything. Like I said, Kiki is going to be my bold assist leader. No surprise that Avery will probably end up getting it or Yaz will get it, but Avery will be very involved with this team and very very prolific, fan favorite, will get nothing but all the accolades, and Avery Patterson will be the Houston Dash's team MVP
I
easily.
that.
All right.
And Avery is good at a lot of the things, like not just her position. She does a lot. And so I vote Avery too.
Yeah, I feel like everyone Diego has put down as Avery as well as MVP. I put Avery as AVP as well, just because one main thing, she was a finalist as the Defender of the Year for the NWSL. And there's no way that she can. There's no way that I think there's expectations for her to improve that importance for next year season as well. And so I believe she would be MVP for the Dash for next season. Sorry, Jane, we have to give it to someone else this season. And so, and we're kind of happy that Jane would be. I mean, Jane Avery is gonna be. Yeah, see, it's always like I feel like sometimes we would call it the Jane Award. Who is the Jane MVP of the year? But
We're happy
it's
to
gonna
take the
be
pressure off of
Avery.
Jane though this year.
Yeah, I feel like so too. I feel like I think Jane has been, I think, not just only the captain but only the leader and everything, and just performance. I think Jane would have been there as well if it wasn't for Breeze dropping her down for a number of matches. But I think that number of matches sitting down actually improved her game when we need her the
You'd
most.
never want your goalkeeper to be your team MVP though, so, so
Yeah,
let's
yeah.
go with Avery.
Yeah, it's a bad sign when your goalkeeper is the MVP. So, but Avery, I think that's a step up. You want your forwards or your midfielders to be in, but Avery counts for every mostly all the field. So
Right.
now we're going for the tricky one. This one's a little bit hard to predict. We're just out of the woods, out everything, out left field, right field. What is your bold predictions for the Dash for 2026? I'll go with Danny. What's your bold prediction? It could be anything, literally anything you think
No,
the Dash.
I'm so excited to answer this question because I feel like we're gonna just quietly surprise everybody with our great defense and our offense, and we're gonna take those shots. And I think we're gonna creep up into fifth place. That is my bold prediction. Of course, it's like high hopes because we were just talking about eighth place, but I just have a feeling this season that like they're just sick of what they've been doing the past years, and that they really they really want it. We want it. We want it for them. So I think my bold prediction is gonna be they're gonna be in fifth.
Yeah, I mean that's the whole campaign. Prove it.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
hey, they gotta prove it somehow. Oh, I know. Always, yeah, exactly.
No,
And
hey,
so
I like it.
OSG, what you got? What you got?
Diego stole my thunder actually for the bold prediction because I do support Clarissa Larissy. Clarissa Larissy has had one goal in the past 2 years, one last season with us, and none the season before with her previous team, Crystal Palace. She needs to ball out. We need her to ball out. Diego made great points how she can ball out, how she's going to ball out, and she will ball out. My bold prediction is Clarissa Larissy will be our Golden Boot winner for the Houston Dash, and that will cause an effect, get us to Danny's prediction of fifth place, even maybe fourth place, and host that playoff game again.
Ooh,
That's
that
my bold prediction. It's bold.
Yeah,
or
I know
BOLD
it's bold.
yeah,
capital letters.
I mean, it was why this was it's an easy one to make a huge wacky this prediction because it's you can go either other way. But me and Diego kind of agree on sort of the bold prediction. I think
Uh-oh.
Diego has the Dash making it to the NWSL semifinals. So that's his poll prediction. So I think talking with Diego, I think his mindset was the rookies are going to click, Fabrice is going to click, and it's going to take mostly in the second half. I feel like the Dash is always a second half season team. So the second half, everything clicking is going to boost them up to have a good run and hopefully go to the NWSL semifinals. My bold prediction is that the Dash will make the playoffs and defeat one of the favorites for the NWSL championship in the playoffs.
Yep.
That is my. I think that would be more significant. I think in my eyes than position or Clarissa in a goal scorer, because now it's quote
History.
unquote when the games count, when the games count, and sadly, when the games count, the Dash, in the first playoff loss against KC, and now going into a huge playoff game, defeating a potentially a Gotham or Orlando or a San Diego in the playoffs, that's just going to make chaos in the NWSL, and so I think that it's going to be a huge testament, not only just the growth of the team, but just only moving forward, see how the Dash is going for under this regime, under Angela, under Tiwa, and under Fabrice as well. So that's my predictions. Let's know if
Hey,
we get this right at the end of the year in November. So what you gonna say, OSG?
Manny, any game that we make, if we make the playoffs, any game after that is history in the making, as long as we don't lose. So
Yeah,
let's
exactly,
go.
exactly.
But
Very
Yeah,
cool.
so
I do agree with Manny though on the upset. That's one thing I did too for bold predictions is like that upset. We crave it, right? For against Kansas and Portland and everything. And so Gotham is going to be another challenging team to beat. So I would love for us to upset those fans.
yeah, so I think so. I think right now, especially if the Dash beat like Gotham, who I think right now and during their dynasty era. So I feel like they might not be like the one team that dominates the whole league, but I feel like when it comes to playoffs, they know where to go. They know where the finals at, and they've won it twice in 3 years. So I think if the Dash beats them like beat them, I think it's gonna be just interesting how the Dash moves on. So I know we talked about a lot of the NWSL teams. I know this next slides it's gonna be hard for some since a lot of people don't if they're not interact with NWSL, it's going to be a little bit hard. But we're just going to give a take on it. The NWSL prediction. So who is going to win the NWSL Shield? So the team who finish first place in the league table. OSG, who is going to win the NWSL Shield?
Look, it's still going to be Kansas City. I do not think they improved. They're still a dominant team. There's 18-point gap from first to second last year. What was the gap? I don't even remember what the gap was, but I think they'll still win the Shield. That as far as they're going to go again, they're going to fail in the playoffs. But Orlando has improved as well for a second nomination there.
Yeah, I think so too. I think uh just I think it's really hard. I think it's really hard. I think
It is
the teams that won big stuff, did they improve? Actually, they lost players. To be honest, but the
right.
other teams that finished mid-table or below improved a lot. So is that a sign of weakness or a sign of being naive?
Fairly.
Like we could run the same team again, and so it's really hard to see what who's gonna win. Danny, who's do you think will be the NWSL Shield winners?
I put San Diego just because they're just consistently each season. They're just really consistent, and then they're still elite attacking. So I would have to vote San Diego.
Okay, San Diego. Diego got none of his hot takes. He says Washington. He said that Trinity with her big money is going to take Washington to shield winners.
But
So
what did
I
they
mean,
do to improve too?
just keep Trinity Rodman.
Yes, that's it. They didn't do nothing to
I know.
improve. They kept Trinity Rodman.
Yeah.
That's great. But you didn't keep nothing. So that's why I didn't pick Washington. Washington's a great pick as well, but can't go wrong with it. But sorry, Diego.
I mean, Washington. I think if I'm not mistaken, finished second or
They
uh
did second.
yeah, second. So they were not off. But I do agree with you. Other than Trinity, they didn't make big. I said big acquisitions. They make acquisitions, but I don't think it's big. Other than Trinity, for
They
me,
were a
I
great
go with
defensive team and slacking on the
exactly.
offense.
Exactly. I also do with that. Trinity was on and off of injury. So, uh, it just I think if she's fit and she's ready, I think she will tear anything. If she's has a knock, just I think the team who she's faces with will have an advantage of that. For me, I picked what Danny picked. I picked San Diego Wave. I feel like San Diego has a good core. I had Ludmila on the roster. Has Dali, the French player, has agreed to an extension as well. So they have a good core coming into this next season. Of course, they lost Delphine Cascarino to the WSL, but with Ludmila in the mixture, I feel like that's a good replacement for her. I feel like she's young, she's hungry. She showed that in Chicago, and so I don't expect that will leave a place. And plus, San Diego still has a lot of veterans that can take the team to a next level. So I think it's really interesting. But of course, you still have your Orlando Pride, you still have your Casey, as OSG mentioned. It just we'll see how this big guns, because this big gun team really didn't improve a lot. So we'll see who is going to be the NWSL Shield winners. Now, who's going to win the whole thing? Who's going to win the NWSL championship? So, Danny, I'll go out with you. Who's going to win the NWSL championship?
Well, in my dreams, it'd be Dash, of course. But honestly, I couldn't answer that because the season hasn't started and we're just making so many shifts and changes even within ourselves. And so I really want to see that first game that everyone plays and see their players and their stats and how they do. And then I can kind of come up with a better idea. Because right now, right, we haven't really seen them go full force. We won't see them until Saturday. And so I think then I'll kind of get an idea. I'm just really excited to see how all the teams come together. So I'm not trying to be like I'm not trying to favorite a team, and I don't want to dish anyone out. But it's like I can't just assume it's gonna be San Diego or Washington or Kansas City. Of course, those are high chances, right? But I can't just
Mhm.
keep agreeing that it's gonna be them because eventually someone someone has to like break that mold. And I'm hoping like this year someone will finally like get through them.
Yeah. No, I get you. I get you.
Hashtag
It's hard to see which one. Go ahead, OG.
yeah, no, hashtag I got you. Gotham's going to win it. Gotham's going to repeat. Gotham improved. Gotham got better. Gotham's not a surprise. Gotham. We hate it because Juan Carlos Ramos here came through here, but a little stint, but that's nothing. But Gotham is going to win the title, so they're going to go back to back, and they're going to be a force to reckon with. They won't win the Shield, but like you said earlier, Manny, they're too good, and they were eighth last season, and then ended up winning the
Yeah.
title, and they've only gotten better
Yeah.
this offseason.
Yeah. I feel like I feel the same way as well. I feel like Gotham, uh, no matter what type of squad they have, Gotham knows how to play in the playoffs. That's just a pure fact. That's just a pure fact. This past 3 seasons, once they're in the playoffs, no matter what position they're in, they know how to win the playoffs. I mean, the last 3 seasons, Gotham on 2025 and 2023, they were seventh or eighth. I know the 2023, I think there was eighth as well, and they run through the playoffs, getting to the finals and winning it. And so they show that when it's time for the playoffs, they take the gloves out and they show and they compete. So I feel like nothing has changed. I feel like they will still have a good leadership and good squad. And the only thing that does, uh, I think, just have a wrinkle is maybe train away Corey Buffoon away to KC. That's the only one that's the one that, like, Croy has been a great player, but also has missed a lot of times due to injury. But you can't, like, trade away a talent like that. So I think that could be something to look out for. To be honest, we'll see how it goes from there. So now the MVP of the NWSL. OSG, who do you got for the MVP for the NWSL? And please say Avery.
That would be so. That would be so awesome. It would be so awesome for Avery to get MVP. That means that we had a spectacular season as Danny mentioned earlier, some things came across, and like the Dash had a spectacular season. Avery is the MVP of the league. It will not be Chewinga this year. She will not be the MVP. Kansas City will not be the Kansas City of the past, even though they probably will win the Shield, maybe. But I'm going Esther Gonzalez will be the league MVP. I'm sticking with the Gotham theme here. She's just going to be a menace, and she's just going to just be insane and continue after the year she had last year. Even coming across from overseas, she was insane over there too in the whatever the Euros they were. So my MVP is Esther Gonzalez. I wish it's going to be Avery Patterson.
All right. And you, Danny, who do you guys at the NWSL MVP?
I don't know because I really was voting for Chowinga because like just her prediction and goals and stuff like that, and she's such a fierce attacker. I think she's really gonna kill it this year. So
Yeah, yeah, you're not wrong. You're not wrong to speaking Showinga. I think because Showinga, she has been lethal this past 2 seasons in the WSL, coming from a random. You could say, well, not random because her younger sister Tabitha, older sister Tabitha, has been Clinton and Leon, so she knows that players. But I think her herself was coming in as a under the radar and coming in and not really starting the first half of the season for Casey, and they soon became like a household name in the NWSL. So it's very hard to bet against her to be the MVP. Diego has Trini Rodman as his MVP. I think because he think money motivates players, but I think as well. I think if you see her interviews as well after signing that big contract with Washington Spirit, she has been refocused. You could say, in other words, that she wanted to make best of a situation, and she feels like in every interview, I still have yet to prove. I still have yet to prove. I think because back of her mind, her injuries set her back, and I feel like if she's 100% healthy, I think she wants to prove everywhere wrong that she does deserve this big contract, and she does deserve to be the face of the NWSL from not right now for many years on. So I do believe that is a good shout out for Trinity Ramirez and MVP. I pick Sophia Wilson.
Staying healthy is the key.
Yeah, staying healthy. I pick Sophia Wilson.
Ooh,
Uh,
love that. Great return.
Great return, and reason why Portland lost a lot of players. Portland lost
Yeah.
Sam Coffey. Portland lost Sam Coffey, and we don't know how Portland is going to be with under the new head coach that has been announced this past weekend.
Not so
Relieving,
loud.
yeah. So we'll see how it. But I think for Portland to do something in this season, Sophia needs to be on her A game to make sure that uh, I believe just Portland not to skip a beat after losing a crucial player like Sam Coffey. Of course, she will have support from Olivia Moultrie, who has been to be interesting. I kind of wanted to put her because this is her 7 years in the pro league and she's barely 20. So so it's really interesting how her development is. But if anyone who needs this year, it's gonna be Sophia Wilson. I think Sophia Wilson will take it. And I feel Sophia does have the talent to be the MVP. But other than MVP, will be the Golden Boot as well. Who would be the Golden Boot for the NWSL 2026? OSG, who do you got as the Golden Boot?
Well, tell your producer it will not be Chewinga again. That's another one while saying it's not going to be her. You just mentioned Olivia Moultrie. I think she will be the runner up for the Golden Boot. Do not be surprised if she wins it. But if Sophia Wilson has a great season, then obviously, that'll take away. But it's gonna be Esther Gonzalez will be the Golden Boot winner. She's gonna have a remarkable season. Gotham will be not eighth place and finish higher in the standings and be an immediate threat going into the playoffs instead of a sneaky threat going into the playoffs. So Esther Gonzalez will be the Golden Boot. Moultrie, close runner up.
Okay, close runner up. Yeah, I think it's really interesting how the Golden Boot will go. I think many people with his new attacking additions. It'll be very interesting how it goes. Yeah, I think Danny has technical difficulties at the moment. I think if she can hear us. Nope. No.
Damn.
All right. Yeah, we lost her again. So, for the Golden Boot, me and Diego actually agree with the producer. We actually go with Chewinga as well. I feel reason why I feel like Golden Boot for her, she has more arsenal. Like I mentioned before, she has Croy Buffoon supplying her. Of course, Lola Labanta, another year of her. I know she's getting older, but with Croy Buffoon, I think it doesn't skip a beat in the midfielder. So I feel like she's gonna be will be well supplied. She's gonna be well I think what I think just well in the actual lineup, and so I feel like Chewinga uh will be very dominant. Uh, and so we'll hopefully we'll see how it goes with this season. But me and Diego have to go with Chewinga, and I feel like Danny goes with Chewinga as well, right?
Yes. Okay. I can hear y'all again. I heard Chewing and I was like, yes, I do like her. She's just such like a, I don't know. She looks like a villain, but she's not. But she's also like determined. And I know I voted her for MVP, but I like someone with that kind of power within them, right? So Golden Boot sounds like her, like right up her alley.
Yeah,
She is a
yeah.
villain.
She is a villain, and but I feel like
That,
many you
like a villain.
I
She's
feel
gonna
like
be
you
a.
can always put many people on that
Mhm.
list. I think Chewinga has been phenomenal this past 2 season, but we can't forget people like Barbara Banda, who has been on her tail most of the season. But of course, she has been on and off with injuries this last season, so that really hurt her running, but also hurt Orlando Pride's running as well. Uh, you have, of course, the player we mentioned, Sophia Wilson, who has been a phenomenal striker, and also her other counterpart, Mallory Swanson, as well. She is coming back, but
Yeah.
Mallory is still in maternity leave. She has not been checked off from her maternity leave, so she will come back later in the season. So we will know how she will adapt. Most likely, maybe have a better impact the second half. So that might hurt her
But
running for the Golden Boot.
Friday is the release for the. Don't be surprised if she's on the bench.
Yeah, yeah, true, true. So it's just a lot. It's just a lot. I think goals. I feel like this year goals is gonna be more than ever, just because of so much attacking power coming back and new additions to new teams. So I feel like defense needs to be stronger this season if you're trying to prevent these players from scoring. So that's my preview going into this season. But last one before we wrap it up, what is your NWSL bold prediction for 2026?
Well,
OG, what would you got? What would you got?
duh. We win the championship. We, as in the Houston Dash, win the champion. It's so easy. Avery Patterson MVP, Houston Dash win the NWSL, and whatever cup we play in during the break or whatever the hell what happens during the midseason. We're going for the trifecta. We're getting all three. Those are the bold predictions. Duh. No joke,
Uh,
man.
What you got, Danny?
I'm gonna stick to my safe bold and say that we're gonna be in fifth
All
and
right,
fight.
all right,
So
all right. Yeah, no, that sounds good. I think any of those predictions, I think the either the Dash winning or the Dash having a high position, I think will be in nobody's radars because everyone's focusing on so many other teams with their additions and their trades that no one's gonna look at, as always, the Dash's radar. But
Look,
Diego
man,
has the
I apologize real quick before you get to Diego. That was a way too bold one. My bold one is Clarissa Laris. She's going to have a great season and she's going to score many goals and help this team go to the next level. That's technically really my bold prediction. But Diego brought her up earlier, and then we talked about it earlier, so it wasn't so quite as bold. So it kind of took away from it. But that's still my bold prediction technically. Sorry to interrupt, man. I'm still I'm for Clarissa,
Yeah,
man.
I know. You think you want a player like her to succeed, and you do want her to succeed with a dash. So I get it. It's very very well to see how these players pan out for this season. For Diego's bold prediction, he actually has this really spicy take. He
Oh,
says he says the Orlando Pride will miss the playoffs completely.
okay. I
I
like it.
I do see it. I do see it.
Are we the ones that eliminated them?
I don't know. It's just because it was a very very big decision day, and then there was still last year. I feel like at the dash, I think won the second to last game. I think it would have made it a little bit more spicy the last decision day, but it was really close. The parity between those last 3 4 places were very tight, and so yeah, I could see the Orlando Pride since they were number 1 in the beginning of the season, and then after the injury of Barbara Banda, they just like they were nosediving down the league, and that's a very 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 warning signs if you're the Orlando Pride. Just one player and you're like nosediving down the league. So I think if another potential injury happened like that to either a Martha or to Angelina or to a Barbara Banda again, that could happen again. I'm not lying. So we'll see on that. My bold prediction is that we got the Denver Summit and we got the Boston Legacy as the new franchises for the NWSL. And they got so much love during this offseason, so much hype about their colors, their jersey. My bold prediction is that both expansion teams will miss the playoffs. You know, I feel like I think compared to the MLS, I feel like MLS when a new expansion team they automatically for some reason go to the playoffs just because they have a clean roster, a clean slate, a clean canvas, and they can add how many players they want. And I feel like that ships them to a good success the first season. And I feel like this NWSL season is so competitive that if you don't got the perfect players in the right position, you're not gonna go easily to the playoffs. And I feel like Denver and Boston will not go to the playoffs just because I feel like they got one good player in each team. Lindsay Heaps for Denver, and Boston just has a good players around like Barbara, good goalkeeper, and just not really good that squad that's going to jump out of the page like is going to be a run, but that's going to be just my predictions on that as well.
No,
So
I agree with you. With the Denver is not going to do anything. They're way behind the curveball right now. Boston has a good team. How they going to play is going to be the big key. Are they going to be good enough to
yeah,
make the playoff? They have some good players. And
yeah, exactly.
listening
They,
to
they
the
have
preview, Barbie isn't even one of the people that are mentioned in the Boston Legacy previews for some of the experts. So that doesn't mean
yeah.
nothing though.
Yeah, Boston has Casey Murphy, who's a good goalkeeper. They have other players that could like Chloe Ricketts, who has played time here. One game for the Dash. You have Ella Stevens, you have Nichelle Prince, and St. George's, who are technically great players, great pieces, just like underwhelming as in like how would they fit together, and so it's just very much really hard to predict on that. So that is pretty much our
Hey,
predictions for.
Manny,
Go ahead.
real quick with the bold prediction, your producers got up the picture here. If he wants to go back to it, it had 18 teams on it, and I was trying to figure out who the two extra jerseys were that was on that
No, they were
edit.
Boston. They were Boston and Denver because this is
That's
the
only
New
16.
Jerseys.
That's only 16. Oh, because they had two. Right, right, right,
Yeah, they
right.
have
Okay,
they
got
have
you.
two New
That's
Jerseys.
right.
Yeah,
Okay, good,
yeah,
good, good, good call out. I was trying to see it, but it's too far away, so I couldn't tell. All right, good. Thank
yeah,
you. Appreciate that.
yeah. It was there are two New Jerseys. Yeah, But I just want to go back on that. Who has the best jersey for the NWSL season? Let's wrap it up right there. OSG, who do you think has the best new kit for the NWSL
Well,
season?
looking at that graphic right there, which I'm just going to go off of, I do like the Houston kit. I don't like seeing it up close with the damn building on it. And I know Danny likes the building. She has a newspaper that she acquired, and it's neat and cool. But from a distance, I think the Dash jersey looks awesome. And that's not just being a homerism, but looking across the board, who is that on the bottom left? Is that Gotham or Kansas City? KC, friggin' sorry ass.
That's
Damn it, I
Casey.
hate that. Yeah, so I do like that KC. Top left, I hate that one. That one looks ugly. It looks like somebody
Yeah,
dropped
I
a
don't.
bunch of chili peppers on a shirt. But that's where I'm at. I'll go with that
Yeah,
damn KC one and the Houston one.
I
you
like.
and you, Danny, which one do you?
I like the top right. That top right corner one is really pretty.
Isn't
And
that
then,
The
Portland?
Portland one? Portland,
yeah,
yeah.
and then like the green bottom middle one. Who's that? Sorry, my screen is so small I can't really
The
see it.
Is that Denver?
the green bottom, the Denver
Yeah,
one or the Washington one or the Washington one?
no, the Denver one. I think that one's really cool too.
Yeah,
Besides
yeah,
ours, I just really like ours because one of the players earlier was like the old kits that she wore were kind of basic. So when they were talking about our new ones, our Chronicle ones, she really liked how they designed it and everything like that. And I think it is cool. It's different. It's
yeah,
not just color and like throw paint on it. It's like I don't know, symbols.
yeah. I kind of like it too. I kind of my top four. I think top four will be the Houston Chronicles. Of course, I have to recognize the Washington new one since it was voted best liked by NWSL fans. The Washington, the new one with the cherry blossoms. It's like lined with cherry blossoms on it. So I had to give a nod to that. Uh, I sort of like just the simplicity of the Chicago one. The bottom right corner. It's just very simple, but yet it works. So that's my take on that. And for some reason, Angel City kids, they're just banging. I feel like they're just always on
But
point.
they're always banging. They always have nice kids.
Yeah, yeah. Angel City just
Who's the
always
black and gold one? Number
no. It's a
four.
black. Which one?
Who's number four? The black and gold one.
On the top, the fourth one.
Yeah, yeah.
That's Utah. That's Utah.
Oh, okay, yeah,
Okay.
duh.
Huh?
Yeah, Utah just did that. So it's very interesting because it's black and gold with their actual symbol, like embedded in on the shirt. So it was interesting, but I like it. I like just simplicity and also the risk to take. But I agree with Danny. I think most everyone loves the Houston jersey just because they didn't stick with love you blue jersey, just a love you blue color, and just send it and just print it out like that. No, they took time into development and add the little
Yeah.
features that makes the jersey popped out. So, but that's pretty much it, everyone. That is our predictions for the WSL and the Dash this season. So, hope everyone can tune in this Saturday at 7:45 Ion Television. Be on Ion Television for on your local channels or streaming as well. It's available to all and everyone. Please look out for that as well. If you can't, I know most if you can't make it out to San Diego, the Dash will have a watch view party as side piece at their local bar. So if you plan to join with other Dash members, please with that, or please join Danny at the Dash season ticket member event. I know it's just wrapping up.
And Side
So
Piece is a fun bar too. Like they really do have a bunch of TVs. Their drinks are affordable, which is a plus. Their food is good. So I would definitely check out Side Piece if y'all haven't gone. I recommend it.
Yeah, so it's really good. It's really great. So having that as well. So please always look out for that as well. Before we close out, Danny or OG, you have any few words saying before the season starts this weekend?
Let's go, Dash!
Yeah, let's go Dash. Let's have a fun season. Manny, I know we're going to see you at all the Dash games. You're going to see Danny there as well. We're going to have a blast this season, and hopefully have a great season with the wins coming 3 points every game.
Yeah, I think so. I think so. I think it's going to be interesting just how the team is going, how the direction is going. But I feel like it's going to be a very epic season. So if you're a Houston Dash fan, there should be no reason to sign up for a season ticket and support the team throughout all season. But thank you,
Yes.
everyone. Thank you, OG. Thank you, Danny, for showing up on our preview for this day. We'd like to thank as well our sponsors as for Elotes Bravos, as well for We Got Soccer and Ugly Guppy. We do have those who are interested, we do have a discount code in store for We Got Soccer at Bayou City. Just say Bayou City 10, and you get 10% off on selected merchandise as well for that. But always watch out for us on biocitySoccer.net, on Instagram, on Twitter or X, or even Threads, Blue Sky, YouTube, all social media platforms. But thank you again. Thank you both for tuning with us. Next week, hopefully, we'll with our respective audio platforms, we see how the Dash did on their first opening game, and see hopefully they will bring the 3 points. So until then, thank you for all. Thank you for listening. We'll see you all next time. Peace.